Hey, it's Beata, and today I have something special for you. As you can see, these are the Shadowscapes, but Shadowscapes times 2. It was actually quite a long time ago when I have got this smaller version of Shadowscapes, and it was from one of the Chinese market, online market, that I have purchased it as a test to see how it's going to be. And I didn't realize, of course, that it's going to be so small, and I didn't realize about some other facts of this deck as well. Nevertheless, it was about half a year later I was able to get this original deck. Unfortunately, it was without original packaging, but the cards and the book is together with. I'm just wondering if I have the book somewhere here. Yes, I do. So it was together with the book by Stephanie Pui-Moon-Lo. I'm not sure if I'm not butchering this name, and Barbara Moore. So I was so happy that I have it together with the book. And the book is actually, there's not so much. There's a bit of the introduction, tarot basics, making meanings, and deck structure, the questions, and the traditional meanings, and our artist's vision. There are some spreads in here. And then, of course, you'll see the cards. The reproduction of the cards is the full page, and it's black and white, and there is just a bit of text. And again, it's like 2 pages is just for the title, and then 2 pages in here for the explanation of the card. I think that would have been better. Here it's different because for the minor arcana, it's one side is the picture, another side is the explanation. But I think this could have been done in a smaller book. Nevertheless, I was so happy to have the book with me because this deck is kind of different. I know you cannot see it right away, but I have a feeling. Oh, I do have an Eastern feeling of this deck. I do come from Europe, so maybe that's why, I don't know. Well, back to the story. I have got, as I mentioned, this small deck from this Chinese market, online market. And right away when I have received, of course in the pictures, I was able to see quite a nice size of the deck. Well, unfortunately, it turns out to be something else. You could see that the box is not evenly folded and it's smaller. The colors on the box, however, seems to be very nice and strong. It's definitely not the same in the cards. So, just one more thing about the cards themselves. The thickness of the original version, this one, and this copy is obviously a copy, and it's a bad one. The thickness is the same, but they are rather bendy, flimsy, if I should say. But it's very nice in this original one. It's very smoothly bending. Here, if you will bend it a bit too much, you will broke the card, I have a feeling. So it is also laminated. It's in a different way, I have a feeling, but it's just the paper. I think it's just the thicker paper. This, however, is really nice and flexible, and this is nice. Well, as you can see right away from the back, the colors are totally different. So you should see my face when I have received this deck first. And then I was thinking, oh my gosh, what is it? I really don't like a mini version or the pocket version of the deck. I had once a pagan tarot, and I didn't even sell it. Someone really wanted to use this deck, so I have just pass it on, you know, and hoping that somebody else will be very happy to use it. I really don't like it. I do have a long finger, so I don't like to have a small decks. Well, of course, if you, I don't know, if you will find this deck as small and it's useful, it's perfect. It's just not for me. But you have to be aware when you're buying in these Chinese markets that I was waiting for it like for over a month. It was cheap, I don't remember, but it was very cheap. But the second deck I got also cheap because it was used, very little used, and it came in together with the book in the white box. It didn't have this flipping original box it doesn't matter for me. As long as I have the original deck, not damaged, not used so much, and the book, I'm happy about it. But you have to be aware when you're buying the decks from abroad, and especially from this Chinese online market, you have to be aware that sometimes the pictures doesn't correspond to the physical, to the real thing that you're going to receive. So again, right away from the back, you can see the color difference is obvious. The size is obvious as well, right? You can see it. Next thing that I have noticed, this is the full, and in some of the cards the colors will be a big deal. In full it is not so much visible, it's a bit lighter, this one, but this is not the first thing I have noticed. Here the frame is just plain gray or grayish, purpley gray. Here it's like this purpley gold. It's really nice grayish gilding on the edges. It's not on the side, but on the edges. So, and you have to say that this deck is rather busy. When you look at it, it's a lot of details, a lot of small details. So I could even imagine that I could use this deck pretty much like a twice the size almost. So that would be nice. That would be nice, yeah. Anyway, the frame is different. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's just a bit shiny. It's like this is a gilding. But I would like to show you the deck, because I haven't been working a lot with this deck, but I think it's very interesting. It's very nice themed deck, and it's very beautiful. For me, very Eastern. I don't know why. It's just this wind of East, I think. Well, nevertheless, I would like to show you the cards in both of the decks, so you will see the difference in case you wanted to buy in this Chinese online market and you don't mind the color difference, the size, the blurriness. I can see some of the images are not very sharp. And again, this is, you have to see it close. This is, oh, my light is rather poor. This is rather busy deck. So if you have it even in the smaller and the not so strong colors, it's even more difficult to use it. Anyway, this is the full. Yeah, you can see some of the differences. It's more green, it's more yellow in Magician. The letters are different, of course, the frames are different. The cardstock, again, it's more elastic, flexible. This one I would be really afraid to just destroy it. So it is too thick to stick it in your notebook, because if you have to stick it in your notebook, then you can imagine that your notebook thickness will be bigger on this amount. So this is not the deck that I'm gonna be able to use it as a stickers to my notebook, but maybe I will hand it over one day. You never know. The High Priestess. I mean, the colors are really nicer. The images are bigger. That's obvious, but it's really, really nice. Look, you can see the green area, the blue. Here is not so much strong colors. Yeah, the Empress. Hopefully you can see it here. Yeah, this is very famous image of the Emperor. I remember this card very much. But look at the difference of the colors, the size. It's almost not possible to see a lot of things. Yeah, some of the colors are not very big difference, just the size. This is the Hierophant. The Lovers. Yeah, some of them looks like blurring. The Chariot. Almost looks like totally different card, doesn't it? This is the Strength, and yeah, in this deck the number 8 is Strength. The Hermit. This is so beautiful in colors. I really enjoyed this deck a lot, whether the small one is not so much. But I can, again, if you cannot afford to buy original one, and I was lucky because it was just someone wanted to sell it and it was cheap. then of course you can use this one, and if you don't mind the sizes and the color difference, it's still the same tarot deck. The plus is always to have a companion book with it, because then you know what the authors mean, or the artists mean, about creating a certain image of the card. The Wheel of Fortune. It's much nicer colors in here. The Justice. The Hangman. Yeah, it's just the color difference here. Death. I would even say that the Death in this card is, I like it better because it's not very strong. Death is supposed to be somewhere, something in between, somewhere blurring, I think. It's just, or maybe it's just my approach. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. You see, it's like brown in here, and it's more dark gray in the original one. The Sun. The Judgment. And the World. This beautiful, beautiful green color. So these was the major arcana. Then we'll go to the mainers, and we will follow the whole suits. And again, I just wanted to mention that this is nothing wrong to have this deck. When you considering to buy it, you go ahead. It's going to be a low price, and especially when you're combining your order with your friends, then it's going to be very cheap in delivering. If you're patient enough, of course, but then you have to be aware what you are going to receive. This is the Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, 3, 4 of Wands. Even the 5 of Wands, it seems very, very strong, energetic. Here is more like an old picture. 6 of Wands, look at the difference. It's like almost 2 different cards. But I'm not saying that this one, sometimes those smaller version, the colors, they appear to be here. Sometimes it's even better. It's giving more justice to the card. 7 of Wands. 8. Yeah, apart from the size, when the images, especially with such a big images, it could be very difficult to see. You have to look closely, and I'm wearing glasses, so I'm telling you, even with the glasses, I have difficulties to notice some of the small details. It's the Pages. It's beautiful. Knights. See, the colors are totally different. Queen. And the King. So this were the Wands. Now we are going to Cups. Yeah, again, just a color difference. And I don't know if you could see that. Some of the elements seems like almost too light. 2 of Cups. 3 of Cups. 4. 5. 6. 7 of Cups. Beautiful colors. But yeah, I know I'm repeating myself, but it is rather big, busy deck, and it's a lot of details you can see in the cards. So I think I wouldn't even mind that it was bigger than this one. I think there is a Czech version, because I have the English title, but I think it's a Czech version. I think it's even bigger than this. That would be actually interesting to see. Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen, look, like totally two different colors, 2 different cards. Kings. Then we are at Swords. Ace of Swords. Two of Swords. In some of the images, you will see that they are rather close related to the standard Rider-Waite-Smith tone or theme, you could see. Not all of it, and it's not very obvious sometimes. Sorry, but then you will be able to notice some of the things. Five of Swords. Six of Swords. 7, 8, 9, 10. Look, this redness, it's beautiful in here. I really like the strong colors. The pages, knights. Yeah, it's more clear about the shape. Queens and the kings. Now we will go to the earth element, and it is Pentacles. It's really beautiful deck. I'm telling you, even the small one, it's beautiful, and I'm sure someone who will have it will enjoy it, because I was enjoying it from the beginning as well, but then I noticed something is wrong, and I was trying to find more details. I wasn't aware that it's a small deck. 4. Yeah, you see, here it's almost like a, not properly like a copy, too blurry. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, also close to the traditional meaning. 6 of Pentacles. 7. 8 of Pentacles. Quite often I have, this is not the first 8 of Pentacles when I have seen a spider and a spider web, right? It takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of practice to work on your masterpiece. And this is the meaning of the 8 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. 10. Pages. Knights. Queen. Actually, I love this queen. It's beautiful. And the kings. So, that was just a little funny story about the Shadowscapes Tarot. When I think it's very, very wonderful deck, very nice, and it's in its own form. But as always, with these decks, when you can see quite a lot of different images, not many of them are strictly connected with Rider-Waite-Smith system or any other system, you will see a lot of similarities, but at the same time, you will see, you know, that you have to go deeper in it. That's why, again, I will say, I wouldn't mind to have a bigger deck. Here, I just wanted to show you the comparison of these two decks in case you are wondering if it's okay to buy in this Chinese online market. This is, and it was without any booklet, of course. It was just stuffed here in a box, and that's it. There was no booklet, no additional information, so you just have to be aware you will not have the book that I have got together, or you can get together with this original. But if you are okay with this and you just want it, and you know tarot very good, and you don't need additional meanings, or you are very good intuitive reader, I think this deck would be beautiful. And especially when you like to combine different decks, this deck is perfect when you go seasons, or I don't know, months, different kind of month spreads, when you're mixing a lot of decks. Just wanted to share with you the differences sometimes that you are going to, if you are going to buy in these Chinese online markets. I'm telling you, that was the first time I have done shopping over there, and I'll never do it again, because this is not what I was buying, or at least the pictures didn't show what I was buying. I thought it's going to be the original one, original deck. I think that's it. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you are considering to buying in this Chinese online market, then at least you see what it is that you are going to get. And just to compare with the original one, it's really, really nicely shuffling. When here, you see, it's really, I know it's smaller, and it may be not so easy to do that, but I'm just afraid that you could actually destroy the deck. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, bye.